Hey, St. Mary Grade 8s, Mr. McHenry back for another math lesson. Gonna do some more adding integers and subtracting integers today. And I would encourage you that if you have not taken a look at the lessons from last week on intro to integers, adding integers and subtracting integers, and done the practice questions, that you please do so. So we're going to look at adding integers first, and some of us have been using tiles to add integers. So we have this positive 2 plus negative 5. So if I use tiles to do that, I'm going to put 2 positive tiles, and I'm going to put 5 negative tiles. And then we have our friend the zero pair, and we see there's one zero pair here, another zero pair here, and I get 3 negatives, so the answer is -3. Now, we can solve it another way that we want to move towards, and that is by looking at positive 2 plus -5, and looking at this right here. Looking at this sign and saying, are they the same or different? Well, in this case, they are different. So we're going to put subtraction. So it's going to be positive 2. When they're different, we do subtraction, subtract, and then we just take the number and write it down here and write the number in here. So we have positive 2 subtract 5, and we get -3. So I would encourage you to try to do the questions this way, because as we get into bigger integers, and then we're going to be adding and subtracting integers at the same time, and then we're going to be adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing integers, and it's just going to be easier if we can work this way as opposed to working with tiles. However, if you need to use tiles to help you, please do that, and tiles is always a great way to check your work. Okay, similarly, we have subtracting integers. We have positive 2 minus -5. Again, using tiles, I have positive 2 integers, and I need to take away 5 negative integers. Well, I don't have 5 negative integers to take away, so what do I need to do? I need to add some zero pairs to get some negative integers on the board. So I add 5 zero pairs. Now I have some negative integers to take away, and I want to take away 5 negative integers, and here they are. So I take them away, and what am I left with? I'm left with 7 positive integers. All right, now looking at this, the other way we've been doing these is positive 2 minus -5, and we say, look at these two signs here, and we see that they're the same. So when the signs are the same, we're going to add. So it's positive 2 plus, and we just take the number down here, 5, and we go positive 2 plus 5 equals positive 7. Okay? So that was just a little bit of review, but what I want to focus on is that we have this adding integers and subtracting integers matrix chart. Okay, so we have on one side sign of integer being added or subtracted, and on this side we have the operation sign. So if I take these two together here, so I'm adding, and I'm adding a positive integer. So I'm in this square right here. So I'm adding a positive integer. They're the same signs, positive and positive, so I'm going to add the number. And here's the example. Positive 2 plus positive 5, the same sign, positive and positive, so I'm going to add the number 5 here. So I get positive 2 plus 5 is positive 7. Okay? Right here, I'm adding a negative integer. So I'm adding and a negative integer. Well, we have different signs, a positive and a negative. So I'm going to subtract the number. Our example is positive 2 plus -5. So they're different signs or opposite signs. So I'm going to subtract the number. So positive 2 subtract 5 is -3. Okay, going here, I'm subtracting a positive integer. They have different signs, a negative and a positive, so I'm going to subtract the number. Positive 2, subtract positive 5, different signs or opposite signs, so I'm going to positive 2 subtract 5 is equal to negative 3. And finally, I have subtracting a negative integer. And we see that the signs are the same. I have a negative and a negative, so I'm going to add the number. When the signs are the same, we add. When the signs are different or opposite, we subtract. So in this case, they're the same. So we add. Positive 2 minus negative 5, they're the same. I'm going to add the number. So positive 2 plus 5 is positive 7. So there are a number of questions on the D2L for you to practice this, and I really encourage you to practice this and try to do it without using the tiles. However, if you need to use the tiles to help, or you need to use the number line tool, please do use that to help you.